Famous black child stars you would never recognize today. Think the child star curse is inevitable? Think again. While Hollywood gossip loves a tragic downfall, the real story of these icons isn't about fading away. It's about a secret, high-stakes evolution. Did you know one of your favorite 90s sitcom stars is now a global EDM millionaire, while another left the screen to fight a secret, life-threatening battle that nearly cost him everything? Today we are pulling back the curtain on the legends who didn't just survive Hollywood, they conquered it from the shadows. You won't believe what these faces of the past are building today. Welcome to Black Excellence Legends. Before we reveal the shocking transformation of a young Cassius Clay into a world-class DJ, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Join our community as we celebrate the power, the pivots, and the permanent legacies of our greatest icons. Maestro Harrell. Maestro Harrell represents the rare evolution of a child prodigy who didn't just survive the transition to adulthood but completely reinvented his artistic identity. Born in Chicago, his name, Maestro, meaning teacher or master of music, seemed to serve as a prophetic blueprint for his future. By the age of 5, Harrell was already showcasing a level of poise that stunned audiences, appearing on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. This early exposure wasn't just a flash in the pan, it was the launchpad for a career that would span major motion pictures and legendary voice roles. His cinematic breakthrough remains one of the most prestigious starts a young actor could hope for. Portraying a young Cassius Clay who would become Muhammad Ali in the 2001 biopic, Ali, Harrell stood toe-to-toe with giants like Will Smith. However, for an entire generation of Disney fans, his impact was even more personal. Harrell provided the powerful, spirited singing voice for young Simba in the Lion King franchise, cementing his vocal legacy in one of the most successful animated properties in history. As he matured, he continued to showcase his range as Randy Wagstaff in HBO's The Wire, a role that demanded a gritty realism far removed from his Disney beginnings. As Harrell reached his 20s, a profound shift occurred. The child star label began to fade as he immersed himself in the world of music production and DJing. Under the moniker Maestro, he transitioned from the center of the frame to the center of the stage in the global electronic dance music EDM scene. He signed with prestigious labels such as Armada Music and Spinnin' Records, proving that his musical ear was as sharp as his acting instincts. His collaboration For You became a progressive house staple, garnering millions of streams and earning him slots at major festivals. Today, at 34 years old, Harrell is a multifaceted mogul. He has successfully bridged the gap between the nostalgic warmth of 90s television and the high-energy pulse of modern dance floors, proving that a true artist is never limited by the role they played as a child. Joe Torre. Joe Torre stands as a formidable titan in the landscape of American entertainment, embodying a transition from the raw energy of 90s stand-up to a sophisticated, multi-dimensional legacy. While many recognize him as a cornerstone of the legendary Def Comedy Jam era, his journey is a masterclass in artistic endurance. Born in Brockton, Massachusetts and raised in St. Louis, Torre's comedic DNA was forged in the fire of observational humor and unapologetic social commentary. He didn't just tell jokes, he commanded the stage with a magnetic authority that made him a household name during the peak of the urban comedy explosion. His cinematic footprint is equally indelible. Torre's transition from the comedy club to the silver screen was seamless, appearing in cult classics that defined black cinema in the 1990s. In Strictly Business, he showcased his mainstream appeal, but it was his role as the menacing yet charismatic monk in Poetic Justice, starring alongside Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur, that solidified his reputation as a capable dramatic actor. He continued to broaden his portfolio with roles in the House Party franchise and high-profile television appearances on procedural dramas like ER and NCIS. Unlike child stars who struggled to find their footing as adults, Torre used his early momentum to build a sustainable bridge into character acting and production. Today, at 59 years old, Joe Torre has evolved into a mentor and media visionary. He successfully pivoted into the reality television space with his innovative project Joe Torre Remix, which offered fans an intimate, unfiltered look at the reality of the entertainment industry beyond the glitz and glamour. Beyond the spotlight, his impact is felt through his dedicated philanthropy and mentorship of upcoming comedians, ensuring the craft of stand-up remains vibrant and authentic. He remains a fixture in Hollywood not just as a performer, but as a producer who understands the intricate machinery of show business. Joe Torre's trajectory serves as a powerful reminder that while fame may be fleeting, a relentless work ethic and the ability to reinvent oneself are the true hallmarks of a legend. Brandon Hammond. Brandon Hammond remains etched in the collective memory of cinema as the emotional anchor of the late 90s. While many child actors are cast merely for their cuteness, Hammond possessed a rare quiet intensity that allowed him to convey complex internal worlds. Born in Baton Rouge and later moving to California, he began his professional journey at the age of 6, quickly moving from commercial work to substantial roles. His portrayal of Ahmad in the 1997 classic Soul Food was a performance beyond his years. He served as the narrator and the glue that held a fractured family together, earning him a permanent place in the hearts of audiences worldwide. However, Hammond's path was not without its shadows. He was incredibly close to his mother, Alpharetta Williams, who managed his career with a protective grace, deliberately avoiding the stage mom stereotypes of Hollywood. When she tragically passed away from colon cancer, the loss was a seismic shift for the young actor. While many expected him to fade into the typical "where are they now" obscurity, Hammond utilized his hiatus from the spotlight to pursue academic and creative excellence. He realized that while he loved the industry, his true passion lay in the architecture of the story itself, rather than being the face of it. Today, at 41 years old, Brandon Hammond has successfully redefined himself as a sophisticated writer and director. He attended Saddleback College to master the technical craft of filmmaking, shifting his focus from the front of the lens to the director's chair. His transition has been marked by significant accolades. His student film Summer Blend received a nomination at the Newport Beach Film Festival, and his short film Amaru secured the Best Screenwriting Award at the John Singleton Short Film Competition in 2020. With a net worth estimated at $500,000, Hammond is a testament to the fact that a child star's career doesn't have to end, it can simply evolve. He continues to develop original screenplays, proving that the little boy who once watched Big Mama cook Sunday dinner has grown into a man who now cooks up compelling narratives for a new generation. Sean Nelson. Sean Nelson remains one of the most respected figures in independent cinema, primarily due to a debut that is still studied by film scholars today. In 1994, at just 13 years old, Nelson delivered a performance of breathtaking complexity in the film Fresh. Playing a street-smart chess prodigy navigating the dangerous drug corridors of Brooklyn, he displayed a stoic internal acting style that was unheard of for a child performer. This role didn't just earn him fame, it garnered him the very first Independent Spirit Award for Best Breakthrough Performance and a special jury prize at the Sundance Film Festival. Nelson wasn't just a child actor, he was a powerhouse who anchored a gritty cinematic masterpiece alongside giants like Giancarlo Esposito and Samuel L. Jackson. Unlike many of his contemporaries who sought the neon lights of big-budget blockbusters, Nelson maintained a career defined by artistic integrity. He continued to showcase his versatility throughout the 1990s, notably starring in American Buffalo 1996 alongside Academy Award winner Dustin Hoffman. His ability to transition from the raw streets of Brooklyn to the rhythmic, high-stakes dialogue of a David Mamet play proved that his talent was not a fluke of youth, but a deeply rooted craft. He later transitioned into television, taking on a lead role in the acclaimed HBO miniseries The Corner, further solidifying his reputation as a go-to actor for socially conscious and demanding narratives. Today, at 45 years old, Sean Nelson embodies the working actor's success story, steady, respected, and selective. While he no longer occupies the frantic center of Hollywood's tabloid culture, his presence in the industry remains potent. He has successfully navigated the transition to mature roles with recent appearances in high-profile procedural dramas such as Elementary and Blue Bloods, and a role in the 2024 film The Realtor. With a net worth sustained at approximately $500 million, Nelson has managed what many child stars find impossible, a long-term career without a public breakdown. He remains a living legend in the indie film circuit, proving that a brilliant beginning can lead to a dignified, lifelong journey in the arts. Ashley Amari Adams. Ashley Amari Adams blossomed in the public eye during a golden era of Black television, bringing a blend of wit and natural charm that made her an instant favorite. Best known for her long-running role as Cece Peterson on the hit sitcom The Parent, She grew up on screen alongside industry veteran Robert Townsend. Unlike many child performers who are swept up in the whirlwind of Hollywood's social scene, Addams maintained a grounded presence. Her performance as the youngest daughter was more than just a supporting role. She provided the heartbeat of the show's family dynamic, proving that she could hold her own alongside seasoned comedic actors while still capturing the innocence of childhood. As the Parenthood concluded its successful run, Addams faced the pivotal crossroads that defines every young actor's future. Rather than chasing fleeting fame through mediocre roles, she made a deliberate and strategic withdrawal from the spotlight to invest in her intellectual and artistic depth. This hiatus wasn't an exit, but a transformation. She enrolled in the prestigious California Institute of the Arts, CalArts, a move that signaled her commitment to the craft of acting beyond mere celebrity status. By earning a degree in theater, she traded the intuitive acting of her youth for a disciplined, formal mastery of the stage, broadening her range to include complex dramatic works and classical performance. Today, at 34 years old, Ashley Amari Addams represents the modern hybrid artist who values substance over constant visibility. While she has made strategic returns to the screen with guest appearances in acclaimed series like Girlfriends, much of her recent work has been focused on developing her skills behind the scenes and within the theatrical community. With a net worth estimated at $400,000, she has successfully navigated the transition from child star to a versatile professional who commands respect in creative circles. Her journey serves as an inspiring blueprint for young performers, demonstrating that taking the time to sharpen the saw through education can lead to a more sustainable and fulfilling career than simply staying famous for the sake of it. Jeffrey Wood. Jeffrey Wood represents a fascinating departure from the traditional Hollywood trajectory, transforming from a beloved sitcom presence into a forward-thinking business mogul. Rising to prominence in the mid-1990s, Wood captured the hearts of millions as Austin Warren on the hit show In the House. Sharing the screen with icons like LL Cool J and Debbie Allen, he displayed a natural charisma and comedic timing that suggested a lifelong career in front of the camera. His early years were marked by high-level achievements, including prestigious Broadway credits in the award-winning revival of Carousel, proving that his foundation was built on rigorous performance art rather than mere television celebrity. However, the volatility of the entertainment industry hit home when In the House underwent network changes, leading to creative shifts that eventually moved Wood away from the series. While such a transition often leaves young actors adrift, Wood utilized this period to pivot toward his burgeoning passion for music and technology. Rebranding himself as J. Do, he immersed himself in the hip-hop subculture, releasing mixtapes that showcased his lyrical prowess. Yet his most significant contribution to the arts wasn't just in making music, but in creating the infrastructure for others to succeed. He identified a gap in the market for independent artists, leading to his evolution from a performer to a digital pioneer. Today, at 39 years old, Jeffrey Wood is a respected entrepreneur and the mastermind behind RapRise.com, formerly known as Rise.com. This innovative platform was designed to foster the next generation of talent by providing a dedicated space for unsigned hip-hop artists to promote their work, a LinkedIn for rappers, that emphasized professional growth and visibility. Beyond tech, he founded Puzzleman X, his own film production company, allowing him to maintain creative control over his projects. With a net worth estimated at $800,000, Wood's journey is a powerful case study in adaptability. He successfully leveraged his childhood fame into a multifaceted empire, proving that the skills learned under the Hollywood spotlight can be repurposed to build a lasting legacy in the digital age. George O. Gore III. George O. Gore II is perhaps the definitive example of a child star who successfully traded the spotlight for the director's chair, valuing creative substance over constant public visibility. His journey began with an intensity rarely seen in young performers, debuting at age 7 in the 1992 cult classic Juice. While most children were playing tag, Gore was navigating the gritty world of New York crime dramas, eventually landing the role of Gregory G. Williams on New York Undercover. This early exposure to heavy dramatic material provided him with a technical foundation that would later make his pivot into high-energy comedy on My Wife and Kids all the more impressive. As junior, he became a comedic powerhouse, earning multiple NAACP Image Award nominations for his impeccable timing and ability to play the perfect foil to Damon Wayans. However, behind the scenes of the hit sitcom, Gore was quietly preparing for a different role entirely. He didn't just show up to deliver lines. He studied the mechanics of the industry, the rhythm of the edits, and the vision of the directors. This intellectual curiosity led to a significant milestone in 2004, when at just 22 years old, he directed the episode Outbreak Monkey, starring LeBron James. This transition was not a fleeting hobby, but a deliberate career shift. By the time the show wrapped, Gore had decided that his future lay in the architecture of storytelling. He realized that the longevity of a career in Hollywood isn't found in front of the lens, but in the minds of those who create the worlds the audience sees. Today, at 43 years old, Giorgio Gore II lives a life defined by creative autonomy and behind-the-scenes influence. He has moved away from the frantic energy of Hollywood's red carpets to focus on writing and producing. He co-wrote the screenplay for the 2022 film Sneakerella, proving his ability to modernize classic narratives for a new generation. Gore remains a quiet guy by choice, frequently stating in interviews that he finds more joy in making something from scratch than in the fame associated with acting. His evolution serves as a powerful reminder that true success is the freedom to choose your own path, transforming from a beloved child face into a respected industry visionary who shapes the very culture that once cheered for him as a kid. Arthur Reggie III. Arthur Reggie III holds a unique place in the history of children's programming as the face of a pioneering moment in media representation. As the star of Nickelodeon's My Brother and Me, Reggie played Alfie Parker, a role that broke new ground as part of the first sitcom on the network to feature a predominantly black cast. Although the show aired for only one season in the mid-1990s, its impact was seismic. It provided a relatable, authentic portrayal of suburban black family life, and Reggie's natural charisma made Alfie a style icon for kids across America. His performance was characterized by an effortless cool and a genuine brotherly chemistry that allowed the show to live on in syndication for years, garnering a massive cult following long after the final episode was filmed. As he transitioned out of his teens, Reggie faced the challenge of evolving beyond the Alfie persona that had defined his youth. Rather than struggling to fit into the narrow boxes often provided to former child stars in Hollywood, he returned to his deepest creative roots: music. Growing up in Los Angeles, he was surrounded by the evolving sounds of West Coast hip-hop and R&B, which heavily influenced his decision to step away from the cameras. He realized that while acting allowed him to inhabit a character, music provided the platform to express his own authentic voice and life experiences. This pivot was not a retreat from fame, but a strategic move toward creative independence. Today, at 41 years old, Arthur Reggie III has successfully reinvented himself as a formidable artist in the independent music scene. Performing under the moniker Show Business, or simply Show Business, he has released a series of mixtapes and tracks available on major digital platforms like iTunes and Spotify. His music is noted for its lyrical depth and production quality, reflecting a man who has mastered the technicalities of the recording studio. With a net worth estimated at $300,000, Reggie has built a career that prioritizes artistic longevity over mainstream commercial pressure. He remains a respected figure who honors his television legacy while proving that a true performer's journey is a continuous evolution of sound and soul. Kenny Blank. Kenny Blank, also known as Kenny Michael, stands as one of the most financially and creatively successful transitions in child star history. Unlike many who peaked in front of the camera, Blank's childhood stardom was merely the first movement in a sprawling multi-industry symphony. Born into a lineage of rhythm, his mother was a dancer for the legendary James Brown. Blank was a musical prodigy who began mastering the piano at age 6. While most kids were playing with toys, he was experimenting with analog recording equipment and short-form filmmaking. This foundation allowed him to approach his breakout role as Tito in the 1991 film The Super with a professional discipline that earned him a Young Artist Award nomination. However, he is perhaps most beloved for his role as Michael Peterson on The Parent 'Hood, where he didn't just act. He also composed music for the series, signaling his future shift toward production. As the 90s drew to a close, Blank made a definitive pivot away from being a sitcom kid to becoming a multimedia mogul. He realized that his true power lay in his versatility. He didn't just want to be the face on the screen. He wanted to be the sound in the speakers and the eye behind the lens. This led him to the world of professional voice acting and high-end music production. He became a staple of 2000s animation, providing voices for iconic shows like As Told by Ginger, and eventually broke into the massive video game industry. His voice work in the Saints Row series and various high-profile commercials turned him into an invisible but omnipresent force in global entertainment. Today, at 48 years old, Kenny Blank is a millionaire whose career serves as a masterclass in diversification. He has successfully directed films, composed theme songs, including work for the movie Mystery Men, and remains a top-tier voice talent and producer. With a net worth estimated at over $1.5 million, he has surpassed the earnings of many of his peers who stayed strictly within the acting lane. Blank is the ultimate Swiss Army knife of Hollywood, a man who can act, direct, compose, and voiceover with equal mastery. His journey proves that the most sustainable way to survive Hollywood is to become indispensable in every room, whether it's the sound booth, the director's chair, or the writer's room. These stars prove that a childhood in the spotlight is just the opening act. From Maestro Harrell's EDM takeover to George O'Gore II's directorial vision, these Black excellence legends redefined success on their own terms. They traded temporary fame for permanent legacies, mastering everything from tech to film production. But it raises a tough question. Is the traditional Hollywood path now a trap for young talent? Should more child stars walk away at their peak to find true power behind the scenes? What do you think is leaving the limelight, the ultimate power move? Let's debate below.